This tree represents the DeMolay cardinal virtue of filial love. Filial love. One of the greatest lessons of DeMolay is to cherish our parents and hold their teachings close to our heart, seeing each day as an opportunity to repay that love and care through kindness and civility.
This tree represents the reverence of sacred things. An individual's religious beliefs are their own. We encourage them to carry out their teachings while still representing the views of others.
This tree represents courtesy. A DeMolay is courteous towards everyone with whom he comes in contact, not only in public, but also at home and among friends.
This tree represents comradeship. Comradeship binds the members of DeMolay together. To be a friend is a high honor, but to be a brother involves strong ties of loyalty and trust.
This tree represents fidelity. Fidelity is faithfulness to all the obligations of life. By being faithful, DeMolay even earn the respect and trust of everyone with whom they come in contact.
This tree represents cleanness. Cleanness extends beyond physical hygiene. It encompasses being purposeful with our words, careful with our actions, and respectful with our thoughts.
This tree represents patriotism. DeMolay encourages each member to be patriotic towards his country. Whether it's through service or as an exemplary citizen, every man has a role in defending his nation's honor.
This bench is an indicator of comfort and reflection. It'll be a great place for people to come up and sit and reflect and look at the world around them. I actually first became involved with Will on this project, and since then it's been good knowing him. I was very happy to be able to help advise Will on his project for this lodge, and I think he's done an outstanding job here. The plants that he chose for the front of the lodge are a variety of glossy abelia, which botanically is Abelia grandiflora. The term grandiflora is not too hard to figure out. It's a descriptive term, meaning that when it blooms, it's a grand display of blooms, grandiflora. The bloom habit on them is very nice. It'll start in the spring, and really they'll bloom all summer long, which is a very nice added touch when you have an extended bloom season like that. These dogwoods, most people call them Cusa dogwoods, but the botanical name is Cornus Cusa. And as you can see from some of these trees, they look like, when the blooms are in season, they look like they're just a floating cloud of stars. And the plants that he chose, I think, are going to be very, very nice for this lodge in years to come.
Today we are gathered for the dedication of my Eagle Scout service project at Melrose Masonic Lodge. I represent the Boy Scouts as the senior patrol leader of Boy Scout Troop 209 and DeMolay organization as the master counselor of the Roanoke Valley Chapter Order of DeMolay that is hosted at this lodge here. I selected this location for my Eagle Scout service project due to the lack of DeMolay representation on the property. When I talked with the beneficiaries, I had been informed that whenever they had mowed the lawns here, it was always breaking apart the front of the building. Those lawnmowers got a little too close. And I had also noticed that the back lot area has been pretty empty, and I thought it could be a very good place to make use of a representation. Because on the property already, there are two symbols, one of the Masonic Lodge and the Eastern Star, along with also a bigger symbol representation over on the southeastern side of the location. And since there were no symbols of DeMolay, I think what I chose was best. And so in that empty area in the back lot, I chose to plant 7 trees, each representing the 7 cardinal virtues of DeMolay: filial love, reverence for sacred things, courtesy, comradeship, fidelity, cleanness, and patriotism, of which these virtues have a similar meaning to the 12 points of the Scout Law of trustworthiness, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. After creating a proper proposal and having it approved by the Blue Ridge Mountain Council, I planned out fundraising events that I had gotten volunteers for through 3 scout troops, my DeMolay chapter, and through the members of the Masonic Lodge. I had also presented my project to the church that hosts my Boy Scout troop, and along with the Masonic Lodge members and to the members of the Kissimmee Shriners. With help from the volunteers, I had managed to have all the components completed within a weekend, of which those components are planting the 7 trees and also planting 6 bushes along the front of the building to help add some beautification to it. But along with helping to deal with the lawnmower problem, we had gotten a donation from General Shale of a few tons of crushed brick to lay along the front of the building to help fix that problem. The 7 trees we planted were all Coosa dogwoods, and the 6 bushes we planted were Abelia grandiflorus.
Will, on behalf of the Worshipful Master, Ray Orange, the Board of Trustees, and the Brethren of Melrose Lodge, we congratulate you on completing your Eagle Scout project. It is a wonderful beautification project for our lodge, and we hope to see many more here. Will, you've asked me to talk a little bit about masonry. I don't know if many of you know, but the BSA was actually started in 1910 by 4 members, of which 3 of them were Masons. The BSA program has developed many young men into great leaders. Will, you will be included as part of them. And as an Eagle Scout, I congratulate you and look forward to our brotherhood together.
First, I would like to begin by saying what a privilege it is to be here this afternoon, standing before you to celebrate one of the many accomplishments Brother Will Bliss has achieved thus far in his life. What you're going to see here today are some of the physical accomplishments, but there are dozens, if not more, that time will not permit me to share with you today. However, I would like to highlight a few. Will and I go back about 13 years. I know him best by his time spent in DeMolay. DeMolay, being a fraternal youth character building organization which prides itself on 7 cardinal virtues: filial love, reverence for sacred things, courtesy, comradeship, fidelity, cleanness, and patriotism. For over 100 years, DeMolay has been changing the lives of young men between the ages of 12 and 21 years of age by teaching them and instilling in them these virtues that I just mentioned. During his time with us, he has made a positive impact, leading committees, organizing fun events, helping with campouts, and fundraising. And what you see here today.
My name is Travis Richardson. I'm Will Bliss's Scoutmaster from Boy Scout Troop 209. I met Will in the 2nd grade when he started his scouting journey as a wolf in Cub Pack 209. From there, he completed each rank for Cub Scouts, including the highest rank of Arrow of Light. After Cub Scouts, he crossed over to the troop, where he would go on summer camp, go on camping trips, earn merit badges, life skills, take on several leadership roles, and work towards his Eagle rank. The Eagle Scout requirements include earning 21 merit badges, 13 of which are Eagle Scout required. An Eagle Scout must demonstrate Scout spirit, an ideal attitude based upon the Scout Oath, law, service, and leadership. With David's ties to the Masonic Lodge, Will joined the Masonic youth organization DeMolay and has decided to give back by doing his project at the lodge. By doing a project where a Scout has ties, it takes on a close personal meaning and motivates them to complete it. Troop 209 has recognized many Eagle Scouts throughout its existence, and we hope that Will can join that long line of Eagle Scouts. We are proud of the growth he has shown throughout his scouting career and hope that the troop and BSA have prepared him for life.
Well, I just want to say I'm very proud of your accomplishments. My fondest memory of your project was the dedication that you had to the trees. There were many days that you came over here to water them after they were planted. And during the freeze that we had in April, you learned that it was important to cover the trees because of the frost that was coming down. And it was wonderful to see you wrapping these trees to protect them. And I appreciate that you care for them so much.
I've been very involved in this because of being his father and the treasurer for Troop 209 and an assistant scoutmaster. I'm also an advisor for DeMolay, and I'm secretary of my Masonic Lodge. So I've been very involved in helping to advise Will on several different things, on talking to different groups and what he can and can't do. And he's done an excellent job. He's taken control. He's taken charge of it. We've had arguments about different things, but he usually wins because it's his project. And I think this is a great dedication to Will, and it's not only an Eagle project, but it will show a legacy for Will and the Lodge for many years to come.
Here you two.